It's officially cruise day. We're just getting finalized here in the room. Ellen actually went to get breakfast while I finished all of our packing up because we try to put as much into our suitcases as we can so we don't have to really carry much on the cruise when we arrive. We are staying at the Radisson Resort by the port, and it has a beautiful pool area, which we definitely used yesterday, and we're so lucky because today it's kind of rainy looking. Anyways, we have to be at the lobby by 9:45 because we are taking the hotel shuttle, which is $6 per person, and that's going to take us right over to the cruise. We're on the first shuttle of the day, and I'm super excited. We will see you when we get to the ship.
I'm Sarah, and this is my husband, Alan. We work 9 to 5s, but use our vacation time to cruise, visit resorts, check out new cities, camp, and find awesome food and breweries along the way. Stick around for videos on things to do, tours, and helpful travel tips. We arrived in Cape Canaveral the day before our cruise, and in this video, I'll be sharing what we got up to before the cruise and what it was like to board the Norwegian Epic in Port Canaveral, Florida. Before we get over to the ship, I thought I would let you know what we ended up doing yesterday when we arrived early. We actually went over to see the Manatee Sanctuary Park, and I had my fingers crossed that we would see manatees, but we did not. I did see some turtles though, and it was a beautiful park area to just walk around and enjoy the nice weather. It was so nice yesterday. And it was only a 10-minute walk from our hotel. Then we spent the rest of the day by the pool here at the hotel. It's a really great pool environment. They have a tiki bar where you can order drinks and food. It's not included with your stay, you do have to pay extra for it, but it was still a really nice environment here. We don't typically stick around our hotels, but on this day, we decided that this pool area was just too nice not to enjoy. We found a chair in the shade for Alan and a chair in the sun for me and enjoyed the poolside atmosphere. It was kind of like being at an all-inclusive resort, but without the all-inclusive part. And this resort was busy, so we were pretty lucky to find seats. They definitely need more pool chairs. We ended up going to the Rising Tides restaurant for dinner last night. We took an Uber because it was a little bit too far to walk for us. So that was a really nice atmosphere. It had a brew pub feel, lots of beer on tap, and the menu there was quite nice. We ended up getting popcorn and shrimp for a starter. I got shrimp tacos, and Alan ended up getting a burger. Everything was quite delicious. Now we're just getting ready to head over to the lobby so that we can wait for our shuttle over to the ship. And then I'll see you when we get there. The shuttle to the cruise port was $6 US per person, and they had it down extremely organized. We were on the first shuttle, so we arrived about 15 minutes before to check in, and the lobby was already packed. Our cruise left from Terminal 3, and I think this was one of the nicest cruise terminals we've ever been to. We had already done our online check-in and uploaded clear photos, so our check-in was super fast here at the port. I like that they give you your ship cards upon check-in here, unlike our last cruise with Royal where they left them by your cabin door. And after going through a very calm security screening, we were in. We are waiting to get on this ship. We just went through security and there was no line to check in either. So it was a pretty smooth getting through security experience. Didn't take too long.
Oh, and we've already got our room cards.
Yep. And we are in boarding group number 6. They give you all of this stuff when you check in. And now we just have to sit and wait until they call us to get on the ship. This terminal also had really nice seating areas compared to some of the others we've been to. Our group has been called, so we are making our way to the ship now. They call in boarding orders, so they give you a card with your boarding number on it, and then you go and you have to scan your ship pass card to get on the ship. Just like other boarding days, there is lots of walking to get on the ship. But don't worry, these enclosed walkways have AC, and it was almost too cold inside, so I was glad I had a sweater. This is my favorite part. After a few more minutes of walking, we finally made it to the ship, and this is where it bottlenecks, where security scans you in with your ship card. But after that, you're officially on your cruise. We are officially officially on the ship. We just scanned our cards, and now our first order of business is to find our muster station so that we can check in, and then we're free to go for lunch.
Get a drink.
And get a drink. Finding our muster station wasn't too difficult. There were signs posted, and staff would ask you for your station number and point you in the right direction. To get to our muster station on deck 7, we passed through the Maltings Beer and Whiskey Bar, and our muster station was in front of the Shaker's Martini Bar. One of my favorite parts of boarding the ship is when there's hardly any guests on it, because then you get to see everything and it's like pristine nature without people. So I really like exploring the ship when nobody's on it.
Okay. Hello guys.
Hello.
Hello.
On board. How are you today?
Thank you. Good. How are you?
Good. So this will be your safety station in case of any emergency.
After our full muster station briefing, it was time for lunch, and we decided to go to O'Sheehan's Pub, which is included in your cruise fare. I got the Cobb salad, and Alan went for the Coney Island hot dog and fries. Everything was really tasty. Then we toured the ship and made our way up to Spice H2O, which is the adults-only area at the back of the ship. We found seats in the shade and enjoyed the music and ambiance while waiting for our cabin to be ready so we could go drop off our carry-on bags. This is the view of the port from our balcony cabin, so stay tuned to my next video where I'll be sharing a full tour and thoughts on our balcony stateroom. Norwegian always does a really fun sail-away party with great music, so I like to be up on the pool deck for that. Our sail-away was later than previous cruises, and we had a bit of a downpour of rain while waiting to leave. So the sunset was kind of cloudy, but that did not stop the fun. As you can see, the pool decks get really busy for sail-away, with passengers trying to get views cruising out of port. But we were still able to find a nice spot to get some sights of us leaving Port Canaveral. The party continued, and even my hubby was into vacation mode by this time, grooving with me on the pool deck. And by this time, people were still in the hot tubs, and the staff were starting to clean up the chairs. It was time to head inside and get ready for our first dinner in the Manhattan Room, one of the main dining rooms included in your cruise fare. The menu was pretty good the first night, and they have a section on the menu that are classic entrees which are available each day, and then there's features that change every night. I got the cheese ravioli and a lobster cream sauce for my appetizer, and Alan went with a classic Caesar salad for his. Also, if you notice shaking on the camera, that was the ship. We were in rough waters almost immediately, and our ship was rockin' and rollin' like this almost the whole cruise. Our mains were roasted chicken dinner and the vegetable burrito. Everything was delicious, but only Alan had room for dessert, and he went with the apple pie and vanilla ice cream. Then we made our way up to the Skyy Vodka bar because we signed up for the experience on our way to dinner. First night on the ship, and we are about to freeze at the Skyy bar.
Everything there is supposed to be ice, 2 drinks for free, but maybe even more.
They're not free, we're paying for them. It's an extra cost. They give you a cape and your choice of color and a pair of gloves before going into the vodka experience. This is an extra cost per person. They promise you 2 drinks, but everyone we talked to said they'd give you a few extras in there. And they were right. Believe me, I was glad I wore closed-toed shoes because it's chilly inside. Once inside, we lined up around the bar, and our bartender explained what was going to happen. Our drinks were served in an ice glass held inside a real glass, and he mentioned we had to put them down on the plastic bar rails because the bar was made of ice, and they would slide right off if you weren't careful. The drinks were pre-mixed with Skyy vodka, and the bartender put on a good show explaining what they were and serving them. Neither one of us actually drink vodka, but we really enjoyed the drinks and the experience. Chili. We had a fun time and would definitely recommend this activity. After that, we strolled around the ship to see what was going on and to scope out areas to check out throughout the week. Then we arrived for the Abbey Road Beatles show in the Epic Theatre. Some shows require reservations, but this one didn't. Either way, I still recommend you get there early if you want good seats because the theater fills up quickly. And if you do need accessible seating, there is some at the top of the theater, so you don't have to walk down the stairs. The show was pretty good, and they sounded and looked exactly like the original Beatles. And that's it. That's what we got up to before our cruise, the boarding process, and our first evening on the ship. I hope this can be helpful for you if you're planning a cruise on the Norwegian Epic in the future to know what to expect and maybe give you some ideas of what you can do before your cruise or on board. As always, if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming cruise content, including a tour of our cabin on the Epic and a full ship tour. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.